A Haircare Hair Loss Guide. Chapter 1. Hair Care Info. Healthy hair info. Hair is made up of keratin, a tough, fibrous protein. Each hair shaft has a spongy core, medulla, a surrounding layer of thin, hairs, cortex, and a thin covering of overlapping cells, cuticle. While a hair is growing, the hair root is surrounded by live tissue called a bulb which supplies keratin to the hair. Cells at the base of the hair follicle produce melanin which determines your hair color. There is a nutritional movement that promotes healthy hair and minimization of hair loss by eating the right foods. The major food product they promote is omega-3 essential fatty acids. Refer to the article Omega-3 essential fatty acids in this book. They recommend a healthy diet of fresh, unprocessed foods, green vegetables, grains and water. Eat foods high in biotin like brewer's yeast, egg yolks, liver, brown rice, bulgur, green peas, lentils, oats, soybeans, sunflower seeds, and walnuts. Prematurely graying hair is thought to be caused by a lack of the amino acid phenylalanine which helps melanin, which is the hair color pigment. Avoid processed foods and artificial sweeteners. Avoid stress. Try to relax. Use natural hair care products as opposed to hair care products with chemicals in them. Do not use electric hair dryers or curling irons. Let your hair dry naturally. Chlorinated water is not good on the hair. For female hair loss, use what amounts to natural, herbal hormone replacement products to simulate estrogen in your system and to help stimulate the adrenal glands to produce it. Some of these substances are black cohosh, chamomile, licorice, motherwort, skullcap, valerian root, and wild yam root. Some vitamins and minerals that help with hair growth and conditioning are biotin, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc. Some substances that are good for the hair and help with hair loss mostly because they help stimulate circulation are as follows: aloe vera green tea, aloe vera, alpha hydroxy, bilberry, biotin, birch oil, added to shampoo, cayenne, cedarwood, Cedrus atlantica, emu oil, ginger, ginkgo, ginseng, goto kola, hawthorn, hops, hair conditioner, horsetail, Equisetum arvens, lavender, Lavandula angustifolia, lemongrass, licorice extract, magnesium, methylsulfonylmethane/MSM, nettles, nettle root extract, propolis, a sticky substance gathered by bees, pumpkin seed oil extract, queen of the meadow oil, added to shampoo, red clover, prevents buildup of testosterone in the scalp, rosemary, Rosmarinus officinalis, sage, saw palmetto, thyme, Thymus vulgaris, vitamin C, wild cherry bark, hair conditioner, zinc. Massage some rosemary and olive oil into your scalp. Wash your hair with vinegar, egg yolks, and egg whites. If you have dry hair, run mayonnaise through it, let it sit for a while, then rinse it out and shampoo your hair. Rub lemon into your scalp. Rinse your hair with vinegar. African hair/black hair. Kies4kinky.com. AfricanAmericanWigs.net. AfricanWonders.com. Afrocare.com. Blackhair.com. Blackhaircare.com. Blackhairplanet.com. Chapter 2. Hair problems. Dandruff/seborrheic dermatitis/seborrhea. Seborrheic dermatitis is a skin disorder where itchy patches of skin appear where the sebaceous, oil, glands are located on the scalp, eyebrows, sides of the nose, behind the ears, in the middle of the chest and other areas like the navel, under the arms, in the groin area, and on the buttocks. Avoid scratching the area so you don't infect it. People with oily skin or oily hair are more susceptible to getting seborrheic dermatitis. People who have acne are at an increased risk to develop seborrheic dermatitis. There is no cure for seborrheic dermatitis. Your doctor may recommend non-prescription medicated shampoos that contain tar, zinc pyrithium, selenium sol, di, sulfur, or salicylic acid. The doctor might write a prescription for corticosteroid cream applied directly to the affected areas. Dandruff is simply the old skin we shed on the top of our heads as new skin grows underneath it, so it's really a skin problem, not a hair problem. Dandruff is not usually a problem unless a person sheds large amounts of skin. This could be caused by oily skin, which causes bacteria, or psoriasis, which can cause scaly patches on the skin which lead to dandruff. Dandruff is not contagious. It's aggravated by scratching, which leads to a bacterial infection. Dandruff, cradle cap, and the medical term seborrhea are all basically the same thing. Hormones stimulate the oil glands in the skin in the scalp area, causing a feeling of oiliness in the scalp and the hair, as well as a flaking of the skin in the scalp area. Babies get dandruff because they take in their mother's hormones through the process of breastfeeding. Teenagers get it because they are starting to secrete adult hormones at this time, namely testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. Seborrhea is a relatively harmless condition, but it could make the skin more open to a bacteria or a yeast infection. Some people with seborrhea have a flaking of the facial skin as well. The best treatments are dandruff shampoos, which contain either zinc pyrithium or selenium sulfide. Tar-based shampoos are alright, but they smell bad and could stain light-colored hair. Over-the-counter hydrocortisone scalp solutions can be used in addition to the shampoos. There are many over-the-counter anti-dandruff shampoos on the market, as well as some prescription ones that contain selenium sulfide, such as Selsun and Selsun Blue. If the flaking is especially thick, you can get a soft brush to scrape your scalp. The condition can't be cured by current medical technology, only managed and controlled somewhat. If you have it, you have to keep using anti-dandruff shampoo. If you have a severe case of seborrhea, the doctor might prescribe a cortisone cream. Keep hair clean so as to minimize the accumulation of dead cells. The hair should be brushed daily to improve the circulation and remove any flakiness. The most effective way to brush the hair is to bend forward from the waist with the head down towards the ground, and brush from the nape of the neck towards the top of the head. The scalp should be thoroughly massaged every day, using one's fingertips. This stimulates the circulation, dislodges dirt and dandruff, and encourages hair growth. The use of fenugreek seeds is a home remedy. 2 tablespoons of fenugreek seeds should be soaked overnight in water. The softer seeds should be ground into a fine paste in the morning. This paste should be applied all over the scalp and left for half an hour. The hair should then be washed thoroughly with soap nut, raitha, solution or shikakai. Rinse the hair with lemon juice. Wash the hair with cider vinegar. Eat raw foods, especially fresh fruits and vegetables, sprouted seeds, raw nuts and whole grain cereals, particularly millet and brown rice. Starchy, protein, and fatty foods should be restricted. Exposure of the head to the rays of the sun is a useful measure in the treatment of dandruff. cure-dandruff.com. dandruff.feedback.com/how_to_treat_dandruff.html. dandruffdirectory.com. Excessive hair medical condition/hirsutism. intellihhealth.com/IH/IHTIH/WSIHW000/9339/10144.html, hirsutism. Graying of hair at a young age. The hair is like the skin. If you live an unhealthy lifestyle, it will negatively affect your hair and skin. A part of it is a premature graying of the hair. The hair is composed of the same kind of cells as are found in the outer layer of the skin, known as epidermis. It grows from a hair follicle in the epidermis. The sebaceous glands of the scalp secrete an oily substance called sebum, which is the source of nutrition, luster, and blackness of the hair. This nourishment comes from the bloodstream. A faulty diet, alcohol, and drug use and a stressed lifestyle cause premature graying of hair. It is mainly due to the lack of some of the B vitamins, of iron, copper, and iodine in the daily diet. Other causes of premature graying of hair are unclean condition of the scalp, which weakens the roots of the hair as the pores are blocked by the collected dirt. Washing the hair with hot water and drying it with an electric dryers. The use of hair dyes. Diseases like chronic cold, sinusitis, anemia, chronic constipation. The use of factory-made hair oils which are full of chemicals. Heredity is another predisposing factor which gives rise to this ailment. Eat iron and iodine in the form of seafood. Carrots are useful in furnishing fresh blood and maintaining the health of the hair. Massage the scalp with a teaspoonful of amla juice mixed with a teaspoonful of almond oil or a few drops of lime juice every night. Use turmeric on your food. Wash your hair with tea. Head lice info. Lice are small, parasitic insects that feed on blood. In people, there are three main kinds of lice infestations. Infestation with the head lice Pediculus humanus capitis. Pediculosis corporate or infestation with the body lice Pediculus humanus corporus. Pediculosis pubis, or infestation with the pubic lice Thyrus pubis, a condition commonly called crabs. Lice are very small and are seldom seen with the naked eye. Nits are clusters of louse eggs which look like tiny white lumps on hair strands. The louse bite is minor but scratching it or them can lead to inflammation and infection. Lice don't live away from a warm body for very long. Over-the-counter preparations containing permethrin or pyrethrins are effective against lice. Change bed linen and clothing. Tell sexual partners about it and advise them to treat themselves with the medication. Lice infestation is caused by direct contact with other people or things infested with lice. The lice crawl or jump from one individual to another. The main effect of having lice is itching, which increases as the lice multiply, often very quickly. Head lice are most common form of lice, and if anybody is around other people a lot, it's hard to avoid them completely. The process works like this. A female louse crawls aboard a child's head either from another child's head or recently infected clothes, brushes, or furniture. Lice can't hop or fly. She lays eggs or nits along with a glue that firmly attaches them to the hair. She can lay 6 to 10 nits a day. In a week or so, they hatch. Most children don't notice anything for about a month or so when they feel the itchiness and start scratching their heads. By this time, several generations may be living in their hair. They're so small that they're difficult to see. Personal hygiene has no bearing on anybody's susceptibility to lice. In fact, lice can withstand living in water for up to 24 hours. Beyond the discomfort, lice are basically harmless. The most common treatment is medicated shampoo that you can buy at a drugstore, Rid, A200, Nix. These contain insecticides which kill the lice but not the nits. There is also evidence to suggest that lice can develop a tolerance to insecticides, thereby rendering them useless. You can apply these shampoos to dry hair and saturate it thoroughly. If that doesn't work, remove them manually by combing out the hair incessantly. Lice hate bright lights. Shine a bright light on the head and pick them off with your fingernails or with a special fine-toothed nit comb. The National Pediculosis Association 781-449 Nits sells metal combs for $15 each to comb out nits. You have to do this daily for up to 2 weeks straight if you want to get rid of the buggers. Off the head, adult lice can't survive for more than a day or two, so you don't have to clean the entire house. Just clean the child's bed area, especially around the pillow. There are holistic treatments. Warm up a cup of olive oil. Massage it into the hair. Cover it with either a shower cap or plastic bag. The lice should smother. Wait an hour. Rinse the oil out. Shampoo your hair about 2 to 5 times to get the oil out. Try a vinegar shampoo. Let the vinegar sit in your hair for an hour, then rinse and shampoo the vinegar out. To prevent infestation at schools, tell your child not to share combs, hairpins, or hats. To prevent infestation in the coat room, tell him to keep his coat in a bag or a backpack rather than on hooks with all the others. Children should not share headphones, wigs, pillows, blankets, or sleeping bags. There is very little research on lice because scientists have no way of raising them in a lab. They are uniquely adapted to life on the human scalp. Lindane, though still legal as a prescription treatment for lice, is considered dangerous, causing seizures and even death. Try number 595.7, insects, and number 614.43 at the library. Head lice websites / head lice websites. Headlice.org, National Pediculosis Association, NPA. cdc.gov/nci./dpd/parasites/headlice/default.htm, pediculosis. Liceargon.com. bbheadlice.com. Headliceinfo.com, American Head Lice Information. Vickiesremedies.com. National Pediculosis Association. POB 610189. Newton, Massachusetts 02461. 781-449-6487. Fax 781-449-8129. Headlice.org. Hair websites. 2hairstyles.com/healthyhair.shtml. alternative-beauty-healthy-hair-plus.html. art-of-hair.de. baldress.com. beautifulhairstyles.com. blog.voguewigs.com, wig and hair extension blog. ehow.com/how_100258_get-healthy-hair.html. l.com, healthy hair, must-haves, tips. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/hair_care. greathair.ca/links.html. hairboutique.com. haircareguide.com. haircareguide.com. haircutadvice.com. hairexpo.biz. hairfax.com. hairgenesis.net. hairgenesis.net, clinically proven reversing male pattern baldness. hair-highlight.com, all aspects of highlighting hair. hair-news.com. hairmaxshop.com/healthy-hair. hair-styles-hairstyles.com. hairtel.com. hairvitamins.net. hairwearsecrets.com. The American Holistic Health Association. POB 17400. Anaheim, California 92817-7400. 714-779-6152. Mail at aha.org. aha.org/ahastep.htm. aha.org. Chapter 3. Hair Loss Guide. Hair loss info. Besides aging and too much testosterone in your system, hair loss can be caused by too little protein in the diet, thyroid disorder, medication, chemotherapy, and hairstyles that tie the hair together like ponytails or braids. Serious hair loss is characterized by abnormalities in the scalp, skin, or the hairs themselves. Ringworm is a fungus that infects the hairs and damages them. Dermatologists and other doctors examine the hair and scalp areas to try to determine the nature of the problem. If ringworm is diagnosed, treatment requires the use of an oral drug like griseofulvin to kill the fungus. A strand of hair grows continually for up to 6 years, then rests for 3 months before falling out naturally. Shedding 50 to 100 hairs each day is normal. Each shed hair is replaced by a new hair that begins to grow out of the same follicle. Your hair grows about a ½ inch every month. As you age, your rate of hair growth slows. There are lots of medical/health reasons for hair loss. Certain prescription medications. Chemotherapy. Fever. Iron deficiency. Large doses of vitamin A. Malnutrition. Overactive or underactive thyroid gland. Serious infection. Weak immune system. About 10 to 15% of scalp follicles are dormant at any time. They reactivate every few months to grow more hair. In balding people, testosterone, the male hormone that controls hair growth, chemically changes into dihydrotestosterone, DHT, which has the effect of causing some follicles to shrink and produce only fine, short hair called vellus or no hair at all. The more testosterone you have or the more steroids you take, the more likely you are to go bald. Hair loss is gradual. It starts with a receding hairline, moves to a bald spot, then total baldness. There is a lot of fraud in the hair restoration business. The only techniques that work are the expensive ones. Minoxidil and Rogaine are available in drug stores. Finasteride is sold by prescription as Propecia. It works by blocking enzymes that turn testosterone into DHT. Take 1 tablet a day. A possible future drug is GlaxoSmithKline's dutasteride, brand name, Avodart. Angiogenesis is a process that encourages blood vessel growth. Hair replacement surgery is a process where doctors take small grafts of 1 to 8 hairs from a hairy part of your head to transplant on the bald spot. With flapping, they cut some skin with hair on it, then fold it over a bald spot and sew it back together. There are hair pieces and toupees that just sit on the head. You can get toupees professionally put on your head where they stay for several months, then you get it done again. Small hair pieces can be woven into or fused with existing hair. Large toupees can be taped or clipped on and removed very easily at the end of the day. They can be attached with waterproof glue and worn for a few months at a time. Books are at number 616.546 at the library. Holistic hair loss info. Hair is formed in minute pockets in the skin, called follicles. A growth at the base of the follicle, called the papilla, produces hair when a special group of cells turn amino acids into keratin, a type of protein of which hair is made. The most important cause of loss of hair is inadequate nutrition. A partial lack of almost any nutrient may cause hair to fall. You need every nutrient, especially vitamin B6 and folic acid. Another important cause of falling of hair is stress, which adversely affects the supply of essential nutrition required for the healthy growth of the hair. A weak immune system causes loss of hair. A dirty scalp can weaken the hair roots by blocking the pores with the collected dirt. Heredity may cause hair to fall. Hair is made of protein. Eat protein like milk, buttermilk, yogurt, soy, eggs, cheese, meat and fish. A lack of vitamin A may cause the hair to be coarse and ugly. A deficiency of some of the B vitamins, of iron, copper, and iodine may cause hair disorders like premature graying. Lack of inositol causes loss of hair. Foods rich in inositol are yeast, liver, and molasses. A deficiency in iodine and vitamin B1 can slow down circulation to the scalp to such an extent that hair may fall out and new hair grow in very slowly. Consume milk, vegetable oils, honey, wheat germ, yeast, and liver. Vigorously rub the scalp with fingers after washing the hair with cold water. It will activate the sebaceous glands and energize the circulation of blood in the affected area, making the hair grow healthy. Amla oil, amla juice, coconut water, and lime juice used as a shampoo stimulate hair growth and prevents hair loss. Try lettuce, spinach, alfalfa, and carrots in a juice. Try mustard oil boiled with henna leaves on your hair. Wash the hair with fenugreek and castor oil. Try lime and black pepper seeds ground to a fine paste on the head. This increases blood circulation in the affected area and stimulates hair growth. Try a paste of licorice, mulethi, made by grinding the pieces in milk with a pinch of saffron applied over the bald patches. Hair replacement info. Hair replacement treatment is big business. There is no surefire way to beat baldness, but there are basically 4 options. Surgical attachment. This is the most expensive method with 3 different options. 1. Flap surgery. Rotating a part of the scalp where there's hair to a part where there's no hair. If it doesn't take, there will be ugly scars. They basically take pieces of skin with hair, cut them up into small pieces, then put them onto bald spots like little plugs. They stitch up the area they took the skin from. 2. Transplant surgery is simply grafting hair roots from the sides and back of the head to surgically implant over the bald spot. 3. Scalp reduction is where a part of the scalp skin is cut away and the rest of the skin pulled in tighter. This is often done with tissue expanders, which are balloon-like implants put into the scalp where the most hair is in order to expand this area of hairy skin. It takes several months for the hair to grow. If you're mostly bald, it will take several sessions to do the complete job. There is a procedure started in France which involves attaching hundreds of tiny hair anchors under the scalp. Wear a wig, toupee, hairpieces, or even spray-on hair. You can get a wig or toupee either woven in or glued onto your head and go in for adjusting every 6 weeks or so. A non-prescription medication called minoxidil is somewhat effective for regrowing lost hair if you use it for at least 4 months. Minoxidil is not effective for treating hair loss caused by anything other than hereditary male pattern baldness. If you stop using it, the hair loss will begin again. Finasteride, a pill, is effective against male pattern baldness. You need to take finasteride every day for at least 6 months before seeing any results. Finasteride and minoxidil are not effective for replacing lost hair in a receding hairline. Women who could become pregnant must not use finasteride because it has been shown to cause birth defects. Rogaine and other so-called hair replacement lotions are mostly useless. The FDA has approved a prescription drug called Propecia, which is a higher dosage of the prostate drug Proscar/finasteride. You have to have active hair follicles in order for it to be effective. Beware of side effects, especially in women. Playboy magazine, Playboy.com, and Men's Health, menshealth.com, contain ads for hair replacement techniques. Sea vegetables contain a lot of iodine, which regulates the thyroid, which is linked to hair growth. Rub garlic in the area of thinning hair. Massage the scalp with a mixture of honey and onion juice. Rub sesame oil, olive oil, garlic oil, and or oil of rosemary on the scalp. One theory says if you can stand on your head or get your head lower than the rest of the body for a few minutes a day, the blood will go the head and help regrow hair follicles. Books about hair loss are at number 616.546 or RL 155 at the library. Alopecia areata info. Alopecia areata is an autoimmune disease whereby antibodies damage small, localized patches of hair. It is not the same as baldness. Usually the hair comes back within a year or two, but half of all patients will have a similar loss within the next several years and the cycle will be repeated. Corticosteroid injections, steroids, sometimes help the hair grow back faster. Dermatologists treat alopecia areata. NAF.org, National Alopecia Areata Foundation. AlopeciaAreata.com. AlopeciaAreata.com. ALOPECIA-areata.exorcist.sk. ALOPECIA-areata.leve.info. ALOPECIA-areata.pageroom.com. AlopeciaAreata.resourcez.com. ALOPECIA-areata.michelledevarfc.co.uk. alopeciaonline.org.uk. alopezia.de. National Alopecia Areata Foundation. 710 C Street. Number 11. San Rafael, California 94901-3853. 415-456-4644. Fax, 415-456-4274. info@naef.org. naef@compuserve.com. naef.org. Canadian Alopecia Areata Info. Alopecia Areata Patient Support Group. Winnipeg. Winnipeg, MB. 204-667-0812. Alopecia Areata Support Group. 835 West 10th Avenue. Vancouver, BC. 604-261-2795. Montreal Alopecia Areata Support Group. Montreal Children's Hospital. 2300 Tupper Avenue. Number C461. Montreal, QC. Quebec Alopecia Areata Foundation. 14419 Jolicoeur, number 104. Pierrefonds, QC. 514-620-8180. 450-719-0537. Guelph Alopecia Areata Support Group. Guelph, on. 519-824-3449. Victoria Alopecia Areata Support Group. 5216 Worthington Road. Victoria, BC. 250-658-2167. Hair loss websites / baldness websites / scalp websites. nlm.nih.gov / medline plus / hairloss.html. hairloss.com, Hair Loss Information Center. alc.org, Hair Loss American Council. Books about hair and scalp diseases are at number 616.5 or RL151 at the library. aad.org. ahec.org, Hair Loss Council. awrs.org.au. Alopecia Areata Registry.org. anagen.net. arcnewmedia.com / hair loss. baldrus.com. baldspot.com. best-hair-regrowth.com. biomed.nus.sg/nsc/hair.html, hair loss. bosley.com, Hair Loss Clinic. bosleyonline.com. contactderm.org. corvinex.com. hairclub.com. hairgenesis.com. hairloss.ca, Canada. hairloss.com. hairlossclinics.com. hairlossdirect.com. hairlossshelp.com/forums. hairlossresources.com. hairlossstock.com. hairlossstock.com. hair-loss-treatment-101.com. hair-loss-treatment-solution.com. hair-loss-treatment-solution.com. hair-site4.com. hair-thinnning.co.uk. hair-thinnning.co.uk. hairtoday.com. hairtransplant.com. hairtransplantmedical.com. headblade.com, buy a head shaving razor. health.enotes.com/alternative-medicine-encyclopedia/hair-loss. herbalhealdhook.co.uk, hair loss products. hqhair.ca, 800-565-1882, Canada. informahealthcare.com. informahealthcare.com. inhairit.com. interscience.wiley.com. ispace.com/hair, hair loss. locksoflove.org. medicalhairlossclinics.com. medicalhairrestoration.com. American Hair Loss Council. POB 809313. 401 North Michigan Avenue. 22nd FL. Chicago, Illinois 60606-9319. 800-274-8717. 312-321-5128. alc.org. Information about surgical procedures. Women's hair loss websites. necessityheadwear.com, wraps, caps, turbans, fringes and headscarves for hair loss. myhairlossadvisor.com. americanhairloss.org/women_hair_loss. hairloss.all-drugs-pharmacy.com. hairlossinc.com. hairlossprotect.com. hairlossspecialists.com/forwomen.cfm. hairlossstock.com/research/women. hairlosswatch.com. hairalopecia.com. mayoclinic.com/health/hair-loss. male pattern baldness/androgenetic alopecia. baldnesscure.org. regrowth.com, bald spot homepage. aestheticfxinc.com, alexashareexperts.com, askmen.com/sports/health/21_mens_health.html, bosley.com, thymusking.com/form_baldness.html, webmd.com/skin-problems-and-treatments/hair-loss. Chapter 4. Hair Product Guide. Hair Products for Sale. Try number 646.72-75 at the library for books about hair care. taaz.com, try different hairstyles on a picture of yourself. advirislab.com, 800-966-6960. african-pride.com, 800-223-2339. agair.com, ahp.com, 800-322-3129, fights dandruff. aiibeauty.com, remove unwanted hair. alberto-culver.com, 800-333-6666. americancrew.com, 800-598-CREW, haircare for men. arriva.com/bonacure.html, aubrey-organics.com, avalonproducts.net, 800-227-5120. aveda.com, aveda.com, 888-288-0006. beauty.com, beautybrowns.com/hair-bath-skincare-makeup/hair.do, beautycarecoix.com, beautyencounter.com, bms.com, 800-363-0731. boots.com beauty, bumbleandbumble.com, 800-7bumble, calibex.com/health-and-beauty, carolsdaughter.com/hair, ccaindustries.com, wash and curl, citerryshine.com, 800-966-6960, curls.biz, cuttinghair.com, 800-671hair, cvs.com shop beauty, divines.com, dep.com, 800-326-2855, davacurl.com/products.html, discount-beauty.com, discountbeautycenter.com/hair-care, discountbeautycenter.com/hair-care/hair-shampoo, dominicanhaircare.com, drugstore.com/beauty/hair-care, ebay.com/sch/i.html?_nkw=hair+products, fabao.com, 888-919-4247, 888-919 hair, Canada, farouk.com, 800-237-9175, focus21.com, 800-832-2887, folica.com brands, foligen.com, fudge.com, Australian products, gardenbotanica.com, 800-968-7842, garniusa.com, garniusa.com/products/haircare.aspx, gillette.com, 800-872-7202, Adorn products, gillettevenus.com, hair removal, goldwellakey.com, 800-333-2442, haircaretoday.co, hairgenesis.com, 800-736-0729, hairnet.com, 800-ISO hair, hairoutlet.com, hairproducts.com, hairproducts.com, official site, haskbeauty.com, headlice.org, 617-449 knits, healthlane.com, healthyhairplus.com, hollywoodhairguy.com, houseofbeautyworld.com/hairproducts.html, hsn.com beauty. instyle.com/best-beauty-buy/hair. itsa10haircare.com. Haircare-Solution.com. joyco.com, 800-44 Joyco. justnaturalskincare.com. carestasc.com/en/home. kmart.com/beauty-hair-care. kmshaircare.com, 800 Diopms. nothiads.com. lolux.com, 800-326-2855. lanzahair.com, 800-423-0307. leaf.tv Dress Up DIY Beauty. livingproof.com. l'orealparisousa.com Hair Care. masti.com, 800-6masti. mixedchicks.net. mizani.com. more.com/beauty. naturallycurly.com/curlpr. neutrogena.com, 800-217-1136. nextsusproducts.com, 800-444-6399. nioxin.com, 800-628-9890. nioxin.com/n-us/home. oribi.com. weedad.com, 800-677 hair. overstock.com/health-beauty/hair-care/2078/cat.html. pairsessay.com. hair remover. Pureology.com. purple.com/hair/hair-treatments. queenhelene.com, 800-645-3752. qvc.com/beauty/hair-care/n-rjly/c.html. aroundco.com/all.html. redken.com. redken.com/products/hair-care. redkenhair.com, 800-423-5369. sallybeauty.com hair. sallybeauty.com/hair/hair, default, sc.html. salonsavings.com. salonsavings.com/brands/joyco-hair-products.html. swartzkopf.com, 800-326-2855. scrupuleshaircare.com, 800-457-0016. sebastian-intl.com, 800-829-7322. sephora.com/alterna. sephora.com/hair-products. sexyhair.com. shop.naturallycurly.com. sleekhair.com/nairobi-hair.html. stives.com, 800-333-0005. stuff4beauty.com. suave.com/product/category/6613660/hair. surfacehair.com. target.com beauty hair care. terraxhaircare.com, 800-213-5531. tigaihaircare.com, 800-256-9391. treesmadam.com/product. trevorserb.com, 800-322-8738. tryhaircare.com, 800-458-8874. ulta.com/brand/sexy-hair. usa.the-body-shop.com. 800 Body Shop. vitacost.com/hair-care. walgreens.com. walmart.com beauty hair care. walmart.com beauty hair care styling products. wanaki.com, for black women. wella.com/professional/n-us. wen.com. wellacorp.com, 800-843-2656. hair removal info/hair electrolysis. There are arguably no options available to remove unwanted hair permanently. The different methods are as follows. Shaving cuts the hair off at the skin surface. Plucking hair with tweezers is an effective way to remove hair but tedious and it hurts. With waxing, sticky wax is spread on the skin. Waxing leaves the area smooth and lasts several weeks. A depilatory is a chemical cream or liquid that removes hair from the skin's surface. The chemical is toxic to the skin. Hair roots are still alive and will grow again with most treatments unless removed by electrolysis. Electrolysis removes hair permanently, so that it will never grow back. Always use water or gel as lubrication when shaving. ilovelisur.com/laser-hair-removal-faq.html Electrology.com, Electrolysis Permanent Hair Removal. Hairctrolysis.com, Personal Hair Removal System. global-electrolysis-supply.com, offering transdermal hair removal accessories and AVX precision medical power equipment. hair-removers.com, Ultra Hair Away Topical Solution. e-hairremoval.com. Depilatory.com, Moom All Natural Beauty Products. iMoom.com, Natural Hair Remover targeted at teens. Electrology.com/electrologist/schools.html Electrology.com/electrologist/state_list.html Information on licensing requirements in your state. The AEA offers a list of members at electrology.com/find.html. Journal of Electrology. Electrology.com. Electrologist/job-listings.html. Job listings. American Electrology Association. Info AEA at electrology.com. Electrology.com. Society for Clinical and Medical Hair Removal. 2424 American Lane, Madison, Wisconsin 53704-3102. 608-443-2470. Home office at scmhr.org. scmhr.org. Electrology.com/electrologist/schools.html. Electrology.com/electrologist/state_list.html. Information on licensing requirements in your state. The AEA offers a list of members at electrology.com/find.html. Journal of Electrology. Electrology.com. Electrologist/job-listings.html. Job listings. American Electrology Association. Info AEA at electrology.com. Electrology.com. Society for Clinical and Medical Hair Removal. 2424 American Lane, Madison, Wisconsin 53704-3102. 608-443-2470. Home office at scmhr.org. scmhr.org. Hair extensions for sale. Hairextensionsexposed.com. Hair extensions must be attached and removed properly or damage to your natural hair may occur. backdstage-extensions.com. BowbriggsHairExtensions.com, New York. Buyhair.co.uk. Buyhairextensionsonline.com. Clipextensions.de, Ireland. dollyhairextensions.com.au. Hairextensions.com. Hairextensionsbayarea.com. Hairextensionsintl.com. hairextensions-online.co.uk. Hairtrade.com. Hairtrade.com, Human Hair Extensions and Accessories. hrhairextensions.com. jainc.us, Hair Extensions New York. josephmurad.com.au, Sydney, O. lfhair.com. originaldivaextensions.com. pricegrabber.com/hairaccessories. syntheticsendrome.co.uk. tohair.com. uk.shopping.com/by-hair-extensions. ultimatehairextensions.com. wigs.com. wigsuperstore.com. wowwigs.com. yellowpagescoupons.net. Wigs for free and sale. There are free wigs for cancer patients. Wigged Out. wiggedout.com. Wigs and Hair. Paula Young Catalog. 800-343-9695. Locks of Love. Hair pieces to financially disadvantaged children under age 18. 888-896-1588. locksoflove.org. paulaeohung.com. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Sophia _s_hair_4_health, charity, donate your hair. aaa-medical-wigs.com. 1stclasswigs.com. acuwigs.com. fieldsandcornhouse.com. hairnet.com. locksoflove.org, 888-896-1588. mainstreethair.com. short-hair-style.com. wigs.com. wigsforkids.org. wigsandhairpieces.com. Wigs for Kids Canada. Continental Hair. 800-667-3813. wigsforkids.org.